initial episode, episode 0 if you wish, I've set up this galaxy and put the save game on the forum, so you can download it as well and play it yourself. And now I'll be starting to look at this galaxy that I've created to see what our range options are. I'm going to use the keyboard key F9, which is used to measure distances between systems. So you press F9 and you get from, click a system, and then to, and then it says 4 parsecs, 6 parsecs, 8 and 8. So we can reach this system and we can reach this white system, and we cannot reach these two. If we would settle here, we can reach the yellow system, not this one, and also not this one. So if you keep exploring the galaxy like that, you'll be able to see what is your actual range before you invent any technologies. Because the maximum range with extended fuel tanks is 6. So this is 6, this is 6. And this is 7. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 star systems are within our initial range. If we then take a look at the technology tree, at chemistry field branch we see advanced metallurgy. There's no deuterium fuel cells here. Our first fuel cells is molecular compression, and that's quite far away, 1150 points. Especially it's far away considering the race we have built, which is research -1. So that will take a long time before we are able to exit our own little system here, or our own little cluster, so to say. So unless some other race is here in these 3 red systems, or on this blue or white one, and they will have more range to contact us and we can trade technologies. If that doesn't happen, we are kind of stuck in this area until we invent these iridium fuel cells. So that means actually that this map is impossible to blitz. There's no way to blitz this map, and we need to focus on building our own economy. So that's what I'm going to do for the first, probably the first 100 to 150 turns, to just develop these 8 systems. So let's make a start with that. We were refitting a scout, and then we have flagship B and C, but we won't be needing these two for quite some time, I would guess. So I'm going to keep them in the queue, but I'm not going to build them. Then let's take a look at our own system. So we have our home world here, Terran world, 12 population max. There's a gas giant, a large toxic ultra-rich heavy G, large radiated ultra-rich heavy G, and a medium desert poor. So I'm going to build 3 colony bases to start, just to settle this entire system, and in the meantime I'll be exploring as much as I can of this area, and then expand here with colony ships. And we get 2 research per population, so that's going to be 8 research if I use 4 pop. If we take another look at the tech tree, and then we are going to look at what is the productivity buildings that are in this tree that is useful for building our economy. So we have hydroponic farm, 80 research points, that is kind of within reach. Cloning center is not very useful for us. Telepathic training is not very useful. Terraforming is quite far away. So in this branch it's only hydroponic farm actually. Then we're missing research lab. We're also missing the supercomputer. So we only have holo simulator here to help our economy. And then it's Android workers and virtual reality network. But these things are so far out of reach, it won't help us. In construction there's no automated factories, which is going to make life a bit hard. There is planetary missile base that will be handy at some point in the game when the antennas start to show up. So we have some starbase plus missile base is quite a good defense against the first, 3 to 5 raids of antennas. Battlebots fight a garrison. So there's actually no productivity here as well. Until core waste dump, okay. Then in chemistry we have pollution processor. So probably because this is kind of a required technology at some point in the game. Iridium fuel cells, pollution processor is productivity, titanium armor is helpful, but deuterium would have been better. So we're going to focus on this branch when we start doing research. And after that I'm going to try to get the holo simulator. So first I want to finish this refit of the scout so we can scout. And then I'm going to build colony bases. I can actually delete this scout here. Like so. And this was our flagship, so I'm not going to explore with that flagship. Who knows, there's a monster here or there. Actually, I've already played the first 150 turns of this game. I haven't finished the game, but I've played the first 150 turns to see, what are the main obstacles in this game. So I actually already know a little bit what's going to happen in these first 8 star systems. But still, I will play this game as if it's the first time. So I didn't explore the first time with the flagship, so I won't be doing that now as well. Alright, so that's turn 0. Let's start the game. So here I'm going to pick titanium armor. Not that it's very useful for us in the beginning of the game, but I want to continue to that pollution processor and iridium fuel cells. So now we have our scout. And this is our scout. 5 turns and 2 turns, so I'll first be going there. Then it takes 13 turns for this colony base. Okay, that was turn 1. And that was turn 2. So we arrive at Rex star system. There's space debris which gives us 50 BC. You can see here we were at 65, it's now 115. And there's a small swamp, poor low G world. This is not a very good world. It doesn't help us at all. So this is going to be an outpost. Because we need this system to get more range to find these two. Let me start here. Rex, 6 parsecs and 7 parsecs. So we need to go from Rex to the yellow one, because from here we can't reach. So we're going to build an outpost there. But let's first explore this other star system, the white one. And in the meantime we keep building the colony bases. That's our first priority. Oh, a little bit about money maybe. 5 BC per turn. We have 8 population, so that's 1 BC per pop, 8 BC. And we have 3 BC in maintenance. Maintenance cost is 2 maintenance for the starbase and 1 for the marine barracks. So that's 3 together. 8 minus 3 is 5. We're short by 23 BC. Wow. Alright. Here we are at Crissa star system. Small barren ridge, huge radiated ridge, heavy G. Now heavy G is painful in this game because Okay, I get a leader. I don't need hawk yet. Navigator is, by the way, very good skill to have. One of my most preferred skills to have in a leader. But at this point in time, I'm not wanting him yet. So we go back to this one. Krisha 2, huge radiated 6. Because it's a rich planet, you get a very high industry per worker. 7, because we have 2 bonus, so it's 5 plus 2 is 7. But worker penalty is 50%, so it's 3.5 in fact, which is kind of okay. But for scientists, this is pretty bad, because we already have a penalty and only get 2 research per scientist. That is again halved, so you only have 1 research per scientist here, which is pretty bad. So this is 7 turns to fly. I thought it was 6 actually. Well, let's check that when we arrive. We could buy this colony base for 128 BC, and that's what I'm going to do. It also means that next turn we need a freighter fleet, or next build item, not next turn. And then we have a choice between these 2 ultra riches, where the radiated is the better one because it has lower maintenance cost. The maintenance penalty is 25%, whereas at toxic it's 50%. Okay, our colony ship. There's 2 options for the colony ship. Either I'm gonna land it here on the small barren rich planet, or I'm gonna wait until I've built an outpost here, and then hopefully there will be some system here that's interesting enough to land the colony ship. But because I'm building a freighter fleet and 2 more colony bases, that's going to take a long time before this colony ship is going to land over there. So actually I will send it here anyway. Should have done that last turn, but hey. Or 2 turns ago I should have done it. So we're now at -1 food because we don't have freighters for this little guy here. There's our freighter. And as you see, I'm not spending any pop on research because I would get 2 for 1 guy here. It's going to take me 140 turns to research titanium armor, which I don't really need, so it's not helpful. I'm first going to grow my economy and then start to research. So we're at 9 pop here. We have 1 guy here, so that's 10 BC. We still have 3 BC in maintenance, so we have +7 in income now. Our only flag here is actually sitting idle, because I'm only flying around with scouts at the moment. This is a scout, unarmed ship. This is a colony ship, also an unarmed ship. I'm still at -1, although I built my freighters. Which actually means the freighters was built too early. Here we are in Krisha. I'm gonna settle on this small planet because it doesn't have the gravity penalty. So eventually this is 6 population with a 50% penalty, and this is 3 population with no penalty. It's kind of the same. But initially, before growth, this is the better starting point. Let's see how far. This is kind of quite far away. Okay. So there's nothing more to scout at the moment. We just have to wait. Fleets are sitting idle while we keep building colony bases. And here I'm gonna swap this one back like so. Financial leader. The thing with the financial leader is 10% is not really a lot. So I'm gonna pay 30 BC for a leader that costs 1 BC per turn, and he will generate 1 BC per turn as well. So at this moment it will just cost me 30 BC. So at some point he'll be interesting, but for now I'll just reject him. And for Hawk, we want to have Hawk, but we have still 19 turns left for him. So we can decide at turn 48 or 49 if we want him or not. Colony base is almost finished. So here we have a shortage of 1 food, but we're still at plus 46 growth. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. So here's our next colony base. And we're gonna land this one at a toxic planet. Okay, so now we have 15 population and an income of 10. That income is built from 15 BC from population, and then minus 3 BC for maintenance of marine barracks and the starbase, and then 2 BC for the use of 4 freighters. Every freighter in use costs half BC. Freighter costs half BC per turn to use, while other idle freighters bear no cost. Okay, let's click a bit more. I'm gonna spend this money, 54 BC. So that means I'm gonna swap this move this population to the other planet in the system. So he's gonna focus on building that other marine barracks. We're at minus food again. And again it's home 5, which has 1 shortage of food, but still a positive growth. So I'm gonna let it be until the colony base is finished. Now the shortage is -2. So we also have shortage here at Krisha 1. Okay, so our home system is now fully built. We have all 4 planets. We have 1 gas giant. Actually, I saw in the tech tree that there is, planet construction is here. But again, it's very far away, so it's really an end game thing. But in theory, we could build our 5th planet if we wanted. Now, actually, I want to move a population to Krisha because I want to build a colony base there as well to settle that 2nd planet. But it's not really needed because we're going to have a 3rd pop here. The planet is going to be fully built in a couple of turns. And then I want this outpost. The outpost will be needed to settle Rex. I don't want to build a colony there because it's just not generating enough benefits. But first I want this freighter fleet. Of course, the funny thing here is if you put the 1 population on food production, he generates plus 76 growth. If you put him here, it's 121. But then you have 3 shortages instead of 2. So in the end, it doesn't really matter. Now it starts to matter. Put him back. Now if we do this, we have starvation of -4. Right, for 1 turn then. It's probably not optimal, but hey. Okay, so our freighter fleet is ready. This guy needs to move here. Then we are at 0 food and 1 freighter left, which is fine. 7 turns left for the outpost ship. This guy is on starbase, but actually I want a colony ship here. And we have room for 2 extra population. And I'm going to use that like so. Actually, this planet is now fully built, plus 0k growth. So I'm wasting the growth potential, but I'm using now ultra-rich planet to its maximum benefit with 5 population, starting to build that colony ship, which is a long way off. We have no automated factories, 30 turns for the colony ship. We need to have patience. This guy will be fully built next turn, so we don't need housing anymore. Can start right away on the colony base, because in this case also next turn it will be fully built. So we're turn 37, I'll play a few more turns and then end this first episode. Labor leader. Now that's helpful. That's helpful. It's only 10%, but I'll take it. Question is, where do we want him? I think I want him here. It's 4 planets. Maximum benefit. And actually we're right. We're just in time to get Hawk as well. I don't want to miss out on my navigator hire. So we're gonna put this guy on the flagship. Actually, for comparisons, 2-turn flight and a 5-turn flight. If I put this leader on the ship, this is still 2 turns, but that is also 2 turns. So I am saving 2 turns here because the navigator, he can ignore nebulas. So that's a big benefit to have. Big benefit. Outpost ship is almost ready. Colony ship is not ready in a long way. Colony base, 16 turns. Minus food again. This is actual starvation here. This is not nice. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like this then. We now have 23 population and 9 income. So the money spent is on buildings, maintenance fee on buildings 30% and freighters. Because we have 10 freighters flying around, that costs us 5 BC per turn. So here comes the outpost ship. And we can send that one. Well, let's go with the flagship as well. Flagship goes here to Rex. This flagship, I still don't need it. So we're going to build a colony ship. 30 turns for a colony ship. It's a long time. Actually, we're gonna need a freighter as well, huh? There's gonna be growth here, and this population, this one pop cannot stay forever on this position, so I'm gonna need a freighter. Outpost ship in Rex. So now we can continue scouting. So we are turn 45. I'm gonna make a break here. First video ends at turn 45. We have a colony ship to build, 18 turns left. Freighter fleet will be finished next turn. Colony base will be finished soon. We're gonna explore this yellow one and then keep on going in the second video. Thanks guys, bye bye.